Hitachi Energy Premier League IIPL 2026 Grand Final. It's been a very long tournament containing 20 teams participating in three groups, out of which two teams have managed to face all the hassles and finally managing to end up here. Royal Strikers taking on Grid Giants, and unbeaten Royal Strikers taking on Grid Giants, who lost only one game. That too came against Royal Strikers. Gonna be an interesting fact in front of us. The trophy is with us. The two teams are ready for the battle, but before that, we'll be heading up to the national anthem.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्जल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
As you could see on the screen, Grid Giants players were with the pads as they have won the toss and they are deciding to bat first. To be very honest, this factor is not going to play a crucial role in this tournament, as we've seen teams batting first have won 50% of the time and teams batting second have won the same as well. And also with the teams' results, both the teams have beautiful experience of batting first and batting second and winning in both the combinations. But surprising thing is that both the sides are coming from Group A, where we had 7 teams. In Group B we had 7 teams, and in Group C we had 6 teams. But out of which the 2 teams that managed to end up in finals were Royal Strikers, who are the table toppers of Group A. 6 matches, 5 wins and 1 no run rate game, as that game went on to be no result. And Grid Giants have played 6 matches, 5 victories. Only losing game that came against Royal Strikers themselves. And in that game, once again, Grid Giants have batted first, and unfortunately they couldn't defend the total they made. But today it will be a completely different contest altogether. And on Group B we had a few good teams, out of which Superstars are unbeaten in the league phases, 6 out of 6. And HV Shockers were 6 matches, 4 victories. They were also the second position in the table. And in Group C we had Titans and TCC Super Kings, who made it to first and second position. But unfortunately all these teams, Titans, TCC Super Kings, Superstars, HV Shockers, have lost their way in the Super 6 stages and semi-finals. And finally only 2 teams left, Grid Giants and Royal Strikers. One more time, which shows the kind of dominance that these 2 teams had in this tournament. It's very hard for 2 teams that been in the same stage, in the same group, to end up in the finals. You have to beat all the Superstars. They beaten up the Superstars, they beaten up TCC Super Kings, Titans and HV Shockers, and eventually made it to this level. But end of the day, all these factors doesn't matter when it comes to big stages like finals. It's completely different contest altogether. It's almost 2 months old tournament, in fact 3 months old tournament, that's ending up to be here at 27 June 2026. A fine Monday, 7:30 AM. Fresh morning, slightly hot weather, clear sky. A perfect mood to play the game of cricket. 2 teams were thumped up together, full of energy. We're watching Royal Strikers, yet to be beaten in this tournament. The only team that's staying unbeaten in this tournament are having their discussions before ending up into this phase. They have seen all kind of results, to be very honest. Their first game came while chasing. They have chased a target by a difference of 8 wickets, one by a difference of 9 wickets, one by a difference of 7 wickets. So first 3 victories came for Royal Strikers while bowling first, which is going to be a huge factor to be watch out for. And they have a couple of good bowlers as well with the ball, with few of them being Ranjit Kumar is the most wicket taker for Royal Strikers. There is Suraj GPN, there is Mukul Rawal, there is Satish Kumar. Couple of good bowlers out there have did really well for the side throughout the tournament. And with Grid Giants, the man to be watched out for would be Irshad. 8 innings, 371 runs, and last 3 matches went on to be half century from him. 59, 61 and 57 not out against Superstars. And especially the game against Royal Strikers came out to be his best performance. He had scored 99 runs on that game of 72 balls. Of course, the game didn't went on to be their favour in results. But this man's form against Royal Strikers will be appreciated stuff for Grid Giants. And along with that, there is Raghuram, 216 runs, averaging 43, strike rate 136. Surendra Prasad with a mammoth strike rate of 167. And Sudhakar averaging 21, strike rate 126. Overall 151 runs. These were the top batters to watch out for from Grid Giants. Have to perform in the same standard. That will surely be expected from the side. And speaking about the numbers of this tournament, the highest team score is 236 and the average target chased is 188, but the average first innings score come here 155 and second innings it's 129. So anything above 155 will be having a 50% of winning chance, and both the sides know how to win. What less they know is how to lose the game. So eventually the one who does more mistakes will be losing this game, because both the sides are perfect sides in batting, bowling, all departments were perfectly checked. One thing that we have to watch out from both the sides is who's going to make those silly mistakes, minor mistakes, maybe drop catches, or maybe easily giving up those singles and twos, might be ending up in favor of the opposition. But overall it's going to be a packed T20 match in front of you. To all the cricket audience who miss IPL, obviously cricket happens all around the globe. Cricket happens all around Chennai every weekend, and the standards that you're going to watch on screen in a couple of minutes. The openers are ready, the bowlers getting himself up. They're bowling from the open end for the first over. No signs of slip fielders. Since it's a T20 format, you'll be watching more of defensive approach from the bowling unit. That's how T20 cricket is evolving now. It's not the way how it used to be 20 years back when the format was introduced. There have been so much of shaping, there have been so much of transformations happen in this format. Now it's in a stage where attacking is the only language that the batter takes, defending is the only language that the bowler takes. In a few instances where we see the bowlers taking early wickets and taking up the dominance and attacking the batters. But it's more or less the batter's format. Survival is the first language of a bowler here. If he does well beyond that, it's appreciable. Raghuram and Surendra Prasad were the openers. Surendra have did really well in this tournament. And along with it, there is Raghuram. And Satish Kumar gets the ball for Royal Strikers. A tall right-handed bowler, if I'm not wrong. Long off in position, and there is sweeper cover. These are the two fielders outside the circle. This is power play for the first 6 overs. They have two fielders outside the 30-yard circle. One stands at long off and the other stands at short, in fact sweeper cover. There is short third man, there is backward point, there is cover point. 4 fielders outside the off stump, which was clear sign that the bowler is going to operate things outside the off stump. That's because there is only 2 fielders. Anyway, that's a first ball. Catches the call that got thickish outside edge, and lucky edge for the batter. Gets off the mark straight away with the boundary. The language shows attacking intent. Straight away starting off with a wide Yorker. Satish Kumar going completely defensive, having all the squirey regions protected, and it went over the fielders' heads comfortably for the boundary. Maybe this is why when you try to bowl outside the off stump, the captains used to have the third man in position. Even after the power play, when you put mid-off inside the circle and third man in position, the bowlers pretend to bowl wide Yorkers outside the off stump because thickish outside edges might be going for catches. Now, when you have long off in position, all you have to do is to attack the stumps on off stump line. Much better one. A man in deep as well will be. In fact, they're not going for single. Surprising. Seems Raghuram wants to take the strike. Surprising, this we used to see in death overs when the batter is batting with the tail ender. He'll try to take the maximum strike, but seems he want to attack. And that's what he's doing. On the onside this time, over the mid-on fielder, comfortably races over the boundary ropes. They won the toss, they decided to bat first, and they are here for a reason. Not going to give any loophole for the bowling unit to come harder. Just taking the game in control right from the first ball of this innings. 2 boundaries so far in this over. This one is much better. Back of length onto the body line. When you have only 2 fielders, technically you are blocked from bowling onto the body line or even the stump line. Definitely a bowler can go with 3 fielders on the onside. That gives him more defensive approach or eventually to stop the batter from scoring. Can Satish Kumar come back in this over? Oh, beautiful shot. This is so beautiful to watch out for through the covers this time. Much better stroke making. I'll say so far this is the best shot of the day. We might get some, but yeah, this is so beautiful to watch out for. Another invitation delivery through the covers. Dispatches for one bounce boundary. It's really interesting to watch with the way how Raghuram is attacking Satish Kumar even without rotating the strike. One more time, there is man in deep, but only to stay as a spectator watching the maximum. Satish Kumar couldn't believe this. But to be very honest, these lengths were not the proper choice to bowl onto a right-handed batter. Look at that, one more time, it's a fuller length delivery inviting him to go through the covers. You only believe your field set, you're not bowling to your strengths. You're bowling to field strength. Oh, this is much better. One strong shouts from Satish Kumar. This is much better length. But it's already expensive. 18 for Nolas after 1. For no loss. Been a tremendous start out there in the first over. Raghuram dispatched a couple of boundaries and a sixer. But what's most surprising is the evolution of this format. Ever since the beginning of this format, it's always been a nightmare for the bowlers. There have been few instances where the bowlers did well. Dheeraj Singh with the ball. Left arm medium pacer. Having wicketkeeper closer to the stumps might be having a different approach altogether. I've always been a big fan of this. There were times when Irfan Pathan used it to bowl in the power play where Mahendra Singh Dhoni is standing closer to the stumps, because when a bowler swings the ball, there will be initial movements in the new ball and batters will pretend to move forward. They'll step out and go for big shots to avoid the swing. Oh, edged. Much better start here from Dheeraj Singh. So to avoid that swing, the batters will step out and reach the length of the ball. And when you have a wicketkeeper closer to the stumps, this will block the batters from experimenting a lot and stretching themselves forward. Mid-wicket in deep and long on in deep. All the offside is inside the 30-yard circle. Oh, clean ball! Finally gets that early patch of success. Dheeraj Singh came in and eventually blocked the batter from thinking beyond the box and eventually got the breakthrough as well. That's 18 for 1. And he couldn't create any impact in today's games. Disappointed batter walking back to the pavilion. 18 for 1 it is. This was that. This time it's been a back of length, in fact a good length onto the stump line. He was trying to cut it away, but there wasn't enough room for Surender. He was disappointed. Who else will not get disappointed when he couldn't make it big on the big day? That's pretty unfortunate, but they have to move on with the scoreboard. It's already 18 for 1. This was that. But it's not just about this ball, it's about the previous balls as well. One got outside edge and the other one was a dot ball. When this couple of dot balls happens for a bowler, he's eventually gaining some momentum. And that gave him confidence. Maybe that single being avoided will also play a crucial role psychologically. If that was the first ball of Surender, he would have rotated the striker, got a boundary, the momentum would be completely different. That's why every decision is important in T20 format. He was staying at the non-striker's end. He was avoided a single. And eventually that long wait costed somewhere a psychological impact on his game. Now the man himself, Irshad, the leading run scorer, the most dependable, bankable batter, SBI of GG. Much better one, playing straight. This matters when you are facing a medium pacer who's bowling straight onto the batter. You should try to play as straight as possible rather than using cross-batted shots. Grid Giants, in fact, he's one of the most impressive batters of the tournament, averaging 50 in the last 3 games. Will be expected to perform in the same standards today. Much better one. This is when things are really going well for the bowler. Let the bowler enjoy the phase. Let's not disturb. He'll come in the death overs. We can take charge against him. And maybe some other phase of the game. But speaking about the evolution of the game to in a batter's point of view, might not be the right time to discuss, as this over was merely dominated by the bowler. Now the dot ball to end the over. 18 for 1. It's a wicket maiden from Dheeraj Singh. Been a clear-cut drama out there right from the beginning. The first over was the batter's dominance, and the second over was the bowler's dominance. We've seen Raghuram thrashing boundaries and sixes against Satish Kumar in the first over. Now straight away Dheeraj Singh came in, bowled a wicket maiden and balances things out for his side, for Royal Strikers. But anyway, the dominance of batters in T20 cricket, the evolution of the bats, the evolution of the format, the rules, the impact play rules. This time over the bowler's head. And Raghuram continues his peak form. Gets another boundary. Not a better connection, but a better placement. That is. One more time, mistakes done through the lens. He's bowling another fuller length delivery onto the off stump line. And it just goes over the bowler's head. As simple as it is in the power play. But what I'll say is, he's a tall right-handed bowler. He can eventually test the bounce of the conditions. It's a fresh new condition, a new white ball. He can bowl a bouncer, but there is a wicketkeeper closer to the stumps which doesn't let him to do that. This is a trouble for the Hitachi bowlers. They can't explore bouncers. Long off and long on in position now. Much better line and length this time. Onto the stump line, the batter cannot bowl cross-barred shot. Oh, that's a boundary. Oh, this is not appreciable at this level of cricket. When a bowler is struggling hard to stop a batter, the support should come from all the ends. Still say it's a very good delivery. Fumble shot from the batter, but look at that. It's a long run, but a comfortable run. He was almost there, but took only one hand on the ball. It's already 26 of 8 balls. Another one over the bowler's head. There is a shout of catch it, but nobody is even closer to the ball to catch the ball. Much better one on this over. He's moving into his 13 now, Raghuram. Another one onto the off stump line. Another fuller length delivery, which is more like a cakewalk for the batter. As simple as it could get. And that's boundary number 6 for him with one sixer. Most of them came for a full length delivery. Short run up now from Satish Kumar. Psychologically, his morale got broken. Maybe he should have not given this over, expecting that he'll picking up a wicket, but it unfortunately ended up to be another expensive over. He definitely needs the break. Still, there is no change in the length from the bowler. It's still fuller length or an attempted Yorker. Much better one this time again. Every time when he tries to bowl a good length or a back of length delivery onto the stump line, there is something that helps the bowler to do well. If I were the captain, I will have a square leg in position. I'll try to invade the stumps. Attempting for an LBW. Another one high up in the air, catches the call, fielder under the ball. And no chance for him to stop that, going for a maximum. Sixer number 2 for him, and he is unstoppable, moving to 36 now. End of 3 overs, that's 36 for run. Another 18 runs over. Just times the ball and dispatches in the aerial route as high as possible, and it eventually covers the distance as well. Continues out to bowl Dheeraj. Much better one. The man in form, the leading run scorer of the tournament. But was not the right start for him. Even though the other one is getting a good results, the run rate is in control. All Irshad has to do is to rotate the strike and spend some time in the crease. As Raghuram is taking care of the power play, when the team really needs someone's support, then Irshad can step up. Maybe that's how a good batter's potential can be saved, especially against a well-set bowler. Oh, he finds the aerial route this time, the same track of what Raghuram did in the previous over, going over the bowler's head, one of the most safest options on any format of the game. Just soft hands coming into play. Look at that, he just goes over the bowler's head. No power, not much body movement, just pure timing. Gets off the mark with that boundary, Irshad. Because when you have a closer keeper, there is no signs of bouncers, so the batter will comfortably stay in the front foot. Much better one. Good comeback from Dheeraj Singh. I'll still say this is a very bright start in the morning for the Giants. All they have to do is to carry on with the same momentum without losing much wickets in the power play. Oh, very poor attempt that is from the fielder, and that eventually races over the boundary ropes. Bit of reluctant approach, trying to use his boots to save the ball when it's almost closer to you. Lucky boundary here for Irshad. Just uses the pace, opens the bat face. Look at that. Must be an easy stop for the fielder. Anyway, 44 to end the 44 for 1, boundary 2. 2 more to end the over. Speaking about the dominance, oh, they're not going for single one more time to the sweeper cover region. This is poor piece of cricket, poor piece of running between the wickets. Even though the run rate is in good control, avoiding singles, especially when it goes to the boundary rope fielder. Not sure whether the batters were trying to face the same bowler. Maybe Raghuram was not willing to face Dheeraj. We're not sure about that. But there is still signs of wicket options out there in this over. He's skidding the balls onto the stumps, Dheeraj. Dot ball to end the over, that's 44 for 1. Change of bowler, Mukul Raval is into the attack. Keeper again closer to the stumps. Long on and long off in position. Oh, finds the aerial route. Fielder goes behind, and that's a tremendous sixer to welcome Mukul. Not a bad delivery, to be very honest. He's a well set batter and he could be able to stretch himself up well. Got himself under the ball and found the aerial route. And with this sixer, he's moving into his 40s. It's third sixer for him today. 50 up here for GG as well with this sixer. Much flighted delivery onto the long off this time. And once again, they are not going for the single. This is more or less surprising to watch out for. Is he suffering a cramp or something? That even with the Surender, they were not running between the wickets, and now they were not running between the wickets. One batter is common in both the partnership, that's Raghuram. Maybe every run matters a lot. Oh, poor shot, catches the call, and that's put down. Could you believe this? An easy sitter put down by the fielder against Raghuram, who's already 42 of 14 balls. A quick one, had a bit of turn out there. To be very honest, I've never seen leggies coming onto the power play much prominently. There were mystery spinners who used to bowl in the power play, off spinners bowl to left-handers. More of left-arm spinners coming in the power play, but I've never seen leg spinners dominating in the power play because their dynamics is completely different to bowl onto a new new batter. The new ball shines well as that goes behind, goes for boundary. One more boundary out there. Pressure takes down things out from the fielder's hands. Opportunities being put down, adding up so many flavors to this game, but he's doing really well today, Mukul. He's trying his best, created a huge opportunity, but there wasn't enough support from the fielding unit. And speaking from the spinner's point of view, I've seen many spinners dominating in the power play, but when it comes to leggies, the captains will wait for the power play to end and bring them up in the 7th over, as leggies tend to flight the ball well, which will be more comfortable for the batters to elevate. Not much better connection. Throughout this over, it's been poor connection for the batter, Raghuram, and still no singles. So far, they didn't rotate to the striker even for one time. Almost all runs came through boundaries. Much better one again. That's a pretty decent over from Mukul Raval. Dot ball to end the over. It's 54 for 1. 54 for 1 straight after the hydration break. Last over of power play, but in a different end this time from the commentary box in. Dheeraj Singh continues to bowl. Catches the call, and that pierces between the two fielders for boundary ropes. End changes, but the result doesn't change. Not a bad delivery, but he's not lucky enough to get that in control. Sometimes it matters a lot. Things should fall in place for you. Even for Mukul, the previous over was way good of a bowler comparing to the previous overs. Raghuram was fumbling in the middle. He was giving opportunities. He was missing down the ball, misconnecting the ball. But eventually the drop catch, I'm not sure how costly it is going to be. So far it's not costly, as after the drop catch we didn't saw much impactful from Raghuram. Beautiful shot. That's juicy one to watch out for. Even though it's not getting runs. Once again, no singles. So far almost 7-8 singles were avoided. So far 6 boundaries came in this game, and 6 sixers came in this game. Juicy one through the covers, no chance of single. Nine boundaries so far and 3 sixes so far. I was telling 6 and 6. No, it's not 6 and 6. It's 9 boundaries and 3 sixes. So overall 54 runs and 4 extras. Overall, all the runs scored in this innings came from boundary and extras. Not even a single run came of a single or two. They didn't run between the wickets even for a single run, and it's still 58 for 1. Turning out to be one more decent over from Dheeraj Singh. You miss, I hit approach. The moment the batter makes a mistake, there will surely be an opportunity. That's one of those reasons why the captain's bringing in such medium-paced bowlers. Sandeep Sharma is such a big example of doing that. Stump to stump, skidding on to the batters. Much better one more time. That's so nice way to end the power play out there. 6 gets completed, 58 for 1. Continues up to bowl Mukul Raval. Interesting contest to watch out for. In the power play, he made the batter dance. Raghuram was fumbling in the middle to find ways to score runs on the board, except the first ball went for that sixer. All 5 balls went on to be really good comeback from him. He could definitely take another opportunity against Raghuram. Typical field positioning now. Fielders outside the circle. Winning on to the bottom. Finally rotates the strike here, Raghuram. I think it's something on his legs for Raghuram. He couldn't run. That's why they were avoiding running between the wickets. That could be clearly seen in the visuals. Raghuram is not comfortable. Through the covers, beautiful shot. This is much better one. This is a different batter that Raghuram should not Mukul should not forget. Irshad is a well-established batter in the tournament, and he shows why he is one of the well-established batters. Look at that, through the covers, a juicy sign. A typical stroke making against a leggy in any format of the game. Even while speaking about the bat standards that gets improved year by year, now we could see the high standards of bats. Even a small hit goes for 80s and 90s meters of sixers. And the rule that favors the batters, the impact player rule, so many things that started favoring the batters. And this is really hard for a bowler to survive in this format. And in that too, if you have drop catches and such misfields going for boundaries, it's really tough for the bowlers to cope up with the pressure. Mukul is still not getting the support from the fielders. It's really hard to see a bowler struggling and trying to get control of a batter, but these things happens regularly. Quite good under control with the way how it's going. 67 for 1, even avoiding some strike rotations. Almost 10 to 15 runs short they are now. They must be around 80 runs if they have went for all the singles. Oh, having that variation, that is something for the spinners to purchase in this venue. White jersey have always had something for the spinners to do well. It's turning well. Even the finger spinners could create a lot of turn. Good comeback from Mukul. That's a dot ball to end the over. 7 gets completed, 67 for 1. Change of bowler. Satyanarayanan replacing Dheeraj. Experience coming into play straight away with that. 4 fielders, in fact 5 fielders inside the circle now. Shot third man, backward point, point and extra covers and fine leg inside the circle. 4 fielders are standing outside the circle for Satyanarayanan. Helicopter shot out there. Now finally they're rotating the strike as well with that. Yes, definitely it's something on the legs for Raghuram. Look at that, he's still fumbling around to run between the wickets. It's so unfortunate to see a good batter facing some cramps or something out on his leg. 50 plus partnership as that with those 2 runs. But this is where these questions arrive as well. Even if a batter is capable of doing something, if he is able to run between the wickets by having a run bias, that can be accepted at some level of cricket. It was there in the past, and at some point of time ICC have removed that rule. A batter, if he is injured, if he is unable to run between the wickets, he should not be batting. He can run on his own or he can get retired hurt. That's how the rule says. Run bys have been completely avoided from this format. Maybe they could have such, when a batter is doing really good, he could be able to bat well but couldn't run between the wickets. If you're just joining, it was like raining boundaries and sixes from Raghuram on the power play right from the first over. Dheeraj was very successful with the ball. Mukul was very successful with the ball. Almost 36 runs came from a single bowler in his 2 over Satish. Even though the rest of the bowlers did pretty decently, the run rate somehow managed to get into 10 runs per over. Closer to 10 runs per over in fact. Stage set here for Girdhar Giants. The projected score shows 183 as the average first innings power is 155 here. There have been so many games that went close between 150 and 180. Whenever the team is posting these numbers, the chasing looks interesting. If it goes over 180, the first innings team is having mere dominance. If it's less than 155, the chasing team will be having mere dominance. If the score is around this numbers, we could clearly see some magical performance out there. So far, good numbers from Satyanarayanan. On the other ground as well, you could see white jersey L ground that is on your background. There is a white ball cricket tournament is happening. This is XL, slightly bigger ground comparing to that one in the background visuals. Not much good balls, but eventually went on to be a dot ball. 70 for one after. Oh, that's wide given now. After the batter appealed. Slightly a poor delivery. When you don't have a fine leg, you'll not be free to bowl a body line delivery at the hip level of the batter. He could eventually glide it to the fine leg region. It should be kept in mind here from Satyanarayanan. Dot ball to end the over. That's 71 for 1. Continues out to bowl Mukul. Raghuram is staying into his 40s for a long time. He's 46 of 21 now. That's up in the air. Wicket keeper under the ball. One more chance, and that's taken this time. Finally, the big wicket is taken. It's Mukul, the same bowler, who's doing the dominance against the batter. Raghuram couldn't create much room against the spinner, walking back to the pavilion. But this was a really good innings. Taking back. Look at that wicket. He's trying for a slog sweep, but the length is not supportive. Good alteration of length here from Mukul, and good catch taken by the wicket keeper as well, because there was a fielder came close. But eventually he managed to get the catch. 71 for 2 hitters. A well good innings from Raghuram. 46 in a very short span of time. That set the tone for the side for Grid Giants, so that the rest of the batters could be able to take control of this innings right from here. Kudos to this batter. He was physically not well. He was unable to run, still managed to get things done for his side in big games like a final. 71 for 2. Sudhakar, the new batter, comes in at number 4. Could control over that straight away to bowl onto the new batter. I think this is the phase where Royal Strikers can come back into this game stronger. A wicket have fallen. On the other end, Irshad is setting himself up slowly. If they start picking up wickets on the other end, the new batters, they could put some pressure on the batters. 2 is the call here from Irshad. And Sudhakar stops him. It's turning out to be pretty good over. What if one brings two? If it's a set batter again, Irshad must be very careful against this man, Mukul Raval. He's been doing really well today. His lengths and choice of line and length have been pretty decent. And as a spinner in white ball game, you nearly need more of dominant mindset than being able to turn the ball or flight the ball. It's always about the confidence factor. And that's given no ball. Seems the wicketkeeper is collecting the ball from the stumps, in front of the stumps. And the leg umpire have given the warning as well. And now free hit comes for Irshad. Something that's very important for Grid Giants at this point of time. Oh, that's a very good comeback. Very good comeback from Mukul. And this over-smart approach from the wicketkeeper added extra run. That's a single. This is very important that all the wicketkeeper should understand. Even while the ball is in play, even if it doesn't reaches the batter, if a glove comes in front of the stumps, it can be given a no ball. The wicketkeeper or the glove of the wicketkeeper can come in front of the stumps only when the ball is out of play. If it beats the batter or if it's a top edge, he can come forward. But for stumping or to grab the ball, he should never come forward with the glove in front of the stumps. That's how the rule says. The good stop from the fielder, turning out to be another economical over here from Mukul Raval. 9 overs completed, 75 for 2. Continues up to bowl Satyanarayan. This is more crucial phase in a T20 format. Even though we speak a lot about bats getting improved, players getting improved, the format turning towards the batter's favored format, the one phase of the game that's still into the hands of the bowling team captain, into the hands of the bowlers, is the middle overs. Between 7 and 15, where the bowlers could do mere dominance as the batters were not much clear on what needs to be done in this phase. Strong shout and not given. Because this is a typical phase where you should save the wicket for the future. At the same time, you should also cope up with the run rate. Let's say you make 60 runs in 6 overs in the power play. You attack. Before that, this was that LBW call. Seems it's slightly missing down the leg. And eventually, if you could score 50 or 60 in the last 5 overs in the death overs, the middle over decides who are all the batters available to play in the death overs. Imagine if you score 60 for 2 in the power play and you lose another 3 wickets in the middle overs trying to maintain 9 plus runs run rate. You will be not having much batters left to bat in the last 5 overs. So keeping that in mind, most of the teams will maintain a run rate of around 7 to 9 in the middle overs, but they'll never lose wickets in the middle overs. But that's a very difficult task. Double mind confusion comes. Sometimes you feel the run rate gets low. As you could clearly see here, in the power play, in the first 5 overs, they were 50 plus runs. In the next 5 overs, they were almost 30 runs. Baller run they have scored. The run rate is reducing. The batters were fumbling in the middle because the middle overs is such a challenging time of the game. The next 3-4 overs will be definite pressure for the batters. They should be way ahead of the bowler. One boundary in an over, especially the first 3 balls. Any one of the first 3 balls should go for the boundary to unsettle the bowler, so that they can take the dominance, rotating the strike in the rest of the ball, so that they could score 9 runs or 8 runs every over. If that's not coming, you could see the bowling team taking up the dominance. We've already seen Mukul doing well. We are already watching Satyanarayan doing well. If it continues, you'll not be in a position where you expect when you complete the power play and your imagination for the 15th over. Let's say they completed the power play with 50 odd runs. So after 15 runs, they should definitely have something around, after 15 overs, they should definitely have something around 140 to 160, so that they can target for 200. But here it's taking out to be a little difficult for the batters to get things done. Even for Irshad, it's becoming a little difficult. The Royal strikers have started speaking. The wicketkeeper is speaking. The sweeper cover is sweeping. Every fielder is speaking to the bowler thumping up the energy in the middle overs at the right point of time, where the bowling units eventually take up the dominance and block the imagination of the batting team. After the power play, they would be imagining to score 200 since they had 50 plus runs. But that imagination is slowly broken now. 77 for 2 after 10. Tossed up delivery, plays it through the covers. Straight after the hydration break, a change in the bowler as well. Ranjit Kumar comes into the attack. He's replacing Mukul Raval. He's having one more over to be bowled, maybe in some time of the game. But these were crucial phases as we've been speaking about the middle overs. The only thing that the batting unit should not do is to not to lose much wickets. Oh, beautiful placement that is turning out to be. And goes for boundary as well. He's getting another one out there. In fact, this time it's Sudhakar gets his first boundary. A flighted delivery, little less space, which gives him to get into the back foot and playing it as late as possible between the two fielders. No chance for them to stop the ball anyway. Speaking about the middle overs, sometimes the team scores really well in the power play, 60 runs in power play with just one wicket. They suddenly lose 4-5 wickets in the middle overs and the entire expectation of the start will be collapsed. For that kind of start, they should definitely end up scoring 200, but they'll be ending up scoring 135 or 130. That's because of the middle overs collapse. Even less than that could happen. That's why wicket column is way more important in middle overs. There'll be a little bit of room on the offside against Ranjit Kumar. Back foot punches and back foot cuts were pretty much easy comparing to the Mukul's over. There's a little quick and generating extra turn as well. But Ranjit is slightly different comparing to Mukul. Running between the wickets, as that is turning out to be. So this is the phase where bowlers could do a lot of brainstorming to do a lot of game plans coming into the game. As it is quite good under control. Oh, misfield. This is poor piece of cricket. Should have been a run out opportunity, but ended up conceding 2 runs. If this happens, the middle over domination could never be done by a bowling unit. Fielding units should also support them. 11 gets completed, 87 for 2. Continues out to pull Satyanarayan. This time from the open end. Oh, much better one. Almost closer. And Sudhakar couldn't believe that he's missing out that cover drive. I could clearly see some domination among all the batters. Surender couldn't make it big today, but the rest of the batters were doing really good today. This is really good sign for a team like Grich Giants, who won the toss, decided to bat first, and they're proving right why they have decided to bat first. This time it's a run out opportunity, and that's taken over there. And this is a wicket of a big fish. Irshad is gone. Great work done by the fielder and the wicket keeper, that earning them one of the most crucial wicket of this game. And middle over have started doing its job. Look at that, good throw that is, and eventually good work done by the wicket keeper as well. Disappointed Irshad walks back to the pavilion for 27 runs. 87 for 3 it is. KV Dharan, the new batter, comes in at number 5. And that's a warm welcoming boundary out there straight away. These are easy pickings, not the regular line and length of Satyanarayan. He might have been a little animated or excited about the previous wicket, and that sometimes when you try to overdo things, you'll be out of your control. Or maybe he's trying to get that one brings two approach. Since it's a new batter, sometimes bowlers will tend to attack the stumps. But it's a positive sign here for KV Dharan, gets up the mark with a boundary straight away. Another one onto the stumps. Definitely he's trying to invade the stumps. Positive approach here from KV Dharan. But speaking about the middle overs impact, it's still very tough for many of the batters. Only a few batters who excel this format could be able to handle the middle overs pretty positively. There are a few good cricketers. Mahendra Singh Dhoni used to do in his prime. AB de Villiers handles middle overs really well. And obviously Henrik Klaasen. There are few batters, and especially the young batters, couldn't be able to do that well in the middle overs. Even though you're good at something, this is a completely different aspect of the game. This needs a completely different psychological approach. If everything goes well, they could be able to manage to get the scorecard in a better position. This is really tough when you have new batters. Now you have two new batters. Sudhakar phase 14 deliveries is still new in terms of getting boundaries and scoring runs fluently. On the other hand, we are having KV Dharan. They might be having good potential to bat on, but this situation is fresh for them. It's a fresh game for them today as well. 12 gets completed, 94 for 3. Continues to bowl Ranjit Kumar. Extra flighted one, had a slight bit of turn. Now this is going to be the most crucial stuff. KV Dharan being a new batter, it's a little challenging to face a leggy straight away out there. Outside edge. Good dominance here from Royal Strikers. They're doing it really well. It's been pretty good job from them. Through the cover, sweeper cover chases down the ball, will be just a single. But speaking about spinners doing the job, especially while flighting the deliveries, they get more respect. And that's why Yuzvendra Chahal and Ravichandran Ashwin were one of the most celebrated cricketers in T20 format. Because the modern day GNs will be having more of transformed T20 cricket. The Akil Hussain way of bowling, or even the Rashid Khan way of bowling, is completely different. It's well tailored for the T20 format. Quicker deliveries, flat and quick deliveries, challenging the batters. But Yuzvendra Chahal used to bowl slow flight through the air, challenging the batter's patience. Same ways go to the Ashwin as well. I think there is still ways left for classic cricket out there in T20 format, especially for the spinners. When they have that confidence to do things well, even if the condition is supportive. Now this condition is supporting the bowlers to do well. Both Mukul and Ranjit were doing really well with the ball. Mukul is having one more over. Imagine if these two bowlers joining hands together. It will be a feast to watch out for as the leggies attacking. It's also important for a bowler to do well when he get the right partner. The other end is also bowling economical. The other end is also fetching wickets. The bowler will be confident to do well. If a bowler is doing well on the other end, if the batter is gaining confidence, that's up in the air. and nobody is even closer to the ball. Four fielders converging just to get it once it landed. 97 for 3. Mukul back into the attack. He's having good revolution to the ball, and that's why he could be able to turn the ball well. Been a really good performer today, Mukul. 3 overs, 19 for 1. Continues up to bowl his last over. So far 1 wicket, and that 1 wicket is a very crucial wicket. The batter who scored almost half of this total, 46 from Raghuram. In fact, he created opportunity for Raghuram 2 times in this innings. Once it went on to be a drop catch of an easy sitter. Now it goes past the wicket-keeper. Fielder chases down the ball. Oh, that's a tremendous strike. Gave his entire energy out there to chase down the ball, and a direct hit as well. Saves a couple of runs for his side. Speaking about Raghuram giving opportunities against Mukul, the first one was an easy sitter from the covers fielder was dropped, and then the wicketkeeper took a bang-on catch of Raghuram. Ever since the wicket of Raghuram, we could see things are in good control. Irshad lost his wicket by running between the wickets. 100 appear for Grid Giants with that. Been a psychologically good number. 7 more overs left. There is still a possibility of 170 or 180. But any one of these batters should take up that responsibility. So far it's not in control for them. I hope it's okay. Been a clean weather, clear visions you could see on the visuals. Such a real good mood to play the game of cricket even for the viewers out there. That's the beauty of white jersey. Continues up to bowl Mukul Travel. Interesting bowler to look out for. Look at the revolution. And that's why it's generating a lot of turns. Strong shouts from the bowler. Oh, hope things were under control. Go running between the wickets. Smart approach from the batters as well. It's always important to rotate the strike when a bowler is doing good. You can't give maximum strike to the bowler. He'll be dominating the single batter. So it's always better to change the batter so that the bowler's game plan kept changing depending on the batter's ability and current form. A good stop from the fielder. This is turning out to be fantastic. Mukul was very unlucky early in this innings. The first 2 overs of him went on to be misfields and drop catches. Now everything is kept in control. Will he end this up with a wicket? He's 22 for 1 now. Last ball of Mukul today. That is a simple single if I'm not wrong, to end this over. And he's ending up his spell with 23 for 1. Good numbers for him. 104 for 3 overall. Slogs it away through the cow corner region. Fielders converging, and they couldn't be able to stop that going for boundary. Good start to the 15th over and the last over of middle overs as well. They're almost entering into the death overs. The fear of losing wickets won't be the story right from now. Could try anyway. Still in search of the ball over there. Been setting things up really good. Two batters are setting themselves up for the next stage, the death overs. They could end up anywhere around 160 to 170 if they continue with the same kind of form. It's also important to not to lose the wickets at the most crucial phase of these things. Ranjit Kumar being a leggy might be giving some opportunities. It's more or less a trap to get the wicket before entering into the death overs. That should be kept in mind, and the batter should act precisely. They can be little defensive in this over as well. All it requires is to end into the 16th over with the confidence of attacking the bowlers rather than entering into with a new batter. Finds the aerial route, fielder under the ball, and that goes for a maximum. This is turning out to be a huge over, and they have already entered into the death overs. This is not a prepared number that once you complete 15th over it's death. They were taking 15th over itself as a death over. It's 10 runs already in 2 balls. A slog sweep at the long on fielder, not comfortable stroke. It's just beating up the long on fielder. KV Dharan must be very careful with his shot selections as well. There may be a possibilities of wicket. Quite good under control with the way how it's going. Straight away reacting with a short ball out there, Ranjit Kumar. Oh, another good shot. This is much better. No chance for long on. Turning out to be an expensive one as well. 17 runs already. And a flighted delivery outside the off stump from Ranjit Kumar. Sudhakar was waiting for that flighted one. Opens up his front foot and clears the boundary at the long on. Now there is a bright possibilities of 180s. If they go with the same impact, even 190 or 200 is possible. I don't think they'll be giving another over to Ranjit Kumar. Right from here we'll be watching only fast bowlers in action, as the batters have started shifting up the gears. Tossed up delivery, straight pressure on the bowler, goes for boundary. And he's appealing for a no ball as well. Energy thumbs up in the dugout of Grit Giants. The entire dugout is whistling and clapping with this lining up of boundaries and sixers. 4-6, 6-4 and a single in between. That's 21 runs already. Ranjit Kumar did really well in his first 2 overs. This is pretty unfortunate for him to end up here. Chance of a run out. Strong shouts, and that's a quick running between the wickets. Adding up one more to this number, that's 22 runs coming off the over. 126 for 3. A hydration break. New bowler into the attack. Suraj is coming into the attack. There are few bowlers who went so expensive today. One being Satish Kumar, 2 overs, 36 runs. And the other one being Ranjit, conceded 34 runs in his 3 overs. So, technically, if you have to finish the next 5 overs, you need extra bowler. And that's why Suraj comes in. Dheeraj have one more. Satyanarayan have one more. And Suraj may be bowling 3 overs. Choose the call. They'll be satisfied with that single. Quite good running between the wickets. Just a single out there. There have been a few fumble in the middle between Royal Strikers fielders. Grid champions were also aiming to get a couple of runs on the board, but were not able to in this ball. But they might be having to get some in the upcoming deliveries. So over of Suraj is going to be crucial. He's the sixth bowler and he must be bowling at least 3 overs, else they have to go up looking for other options, or they have to go up giving one more over to an expensive bowler like Satish Kumar. Maybe they could give one more over to Satish Kumar. It's a little injustice that he bowled only to one batter today, to Raghuram, 18 twice. But maybe if he is bowling to a different batter in a situation like a death over, he might be doing well. It's up to the confidence of the captain anyway. It's a couple of runs on the board as well. So it's always important. Oh, this is very poor piece of cricket. The backup is not standing closer. They eventually got 3 runs for that. Go running between the wickets. Both the batters are setting themselves up 2 boundaries and 1 sixer each for Sudhakar and KV Dharan. But speaking about captains believing in some bowlers when they were expensive on a particular day, it's very important. Taking back to the good old days of 2007 T20 World Cup, Harbhajan Singh was very expensive against Misbah-ul Haq, and so Mahendra Singh Dhoni have given that over to Joginder Sharma instead of Harbhajan Singh. Sometimes this used to happen. The same Mahendra Singh Dhoni sometimes went up with the same bowler who was expensive in the power play, or through the covers this time. Because death overs is a completely different pressure. The bowler might do well if he had a good past and history, and it's a different batter as well. It's not Raghuram now. So Satish Kumar will also be given some breathing space rather than regretting on what he did today. If he have been given one more over to correct things up today, maybe by picking up a wicket, by being an economical bowler, his bad day might be converting into good day. So that belief comes up with his past performances and the belief system of the captain as well. There is no right or wrong in this. Big shot this time, and it got the distance as well. Beautiful stroke making. The beauty on this shot is he almost played it into the back foot. Just taking back a look at that. When you look at the weight transfer, it's more into the back foot. He's not stretching himself forward. Look at that. The weight is completely on the back foot. It's a front footed shot anyway. It's a straight batted shot. Tremendous stroke making. T20 cricket introduces a lot of shots. It invents different positions in cricket. There is no longer the basics, no longer the high elbow coming on to play, no longer the V form of batting. It's been a huge transformation with the way how it's being approached. Good stroke making from Sudhakar. Rahul Radhakrishnan, the new bowler. On a safer note, introducing a new bowler, the captain, which clearly shows that we'll not be watching Satish Kumar in action no more today. That's why they're bringing in more comfortable angles as well. But you should also remember that Dheeraj is having one over left, and obviously there is one more over left for the other bowler as well. Satyanarayan, who did well, 3 overs 13 runs. Dheeraj, 3 overs 12 runs. Both can be given 1 over each, as they did really well. Good attempted Yorker. This bowling action is quite impressive. It almost reminds me of Rishi Dhawan, not exactly of Rishi Dhawan, but it slightly has a mix-up of Rishi Dhawan and Jasprit Bumrah. And the good thing is that he's attempting Yorkers that's landing at the right regions. Having such 6th and 7th bowler option gives some cushion to the captain and experimenting a lot of things. Having a lot more job to be done, Prashant, today. Another good Yorker. Wonderful delivery that is turning out to be. The recent overs have been quite good in control. Last over went for 12 runs. But this over have started pretty decently. 3 ball, 3 singles. Mashbara 1-2 is the call from the batter. That will be just a single. The only thing they should be careful of is these overthrows and extras. That's where things needs to be kept in control. The 15th over went for 22 runs. 16th over went for 12 runs. This over is having a breathing space for Royal strikers. After the last 2 overs, it did enough damage for the rest of the innings. It was really good bowling. Rahul Radhakrishnan surprisingly was introduced as the 7th bowler, the optional bowler. Is doing the job for the side now, conceding just 5 runs of 5 balls. But last ball left is going to decide whether it's a good over or it's slightly expensive over. If it goes for 11 runs, it's good over for batting only. Finds the aerial route. And fielder is under the ball. And that's put down. But anyway, that's not going for boundary. Not an easy try, but could have taken at this level of cricket. We should be slightly critic on this. He was running for a very long time, but somehow he managed to reach the landing area and then he dropped it. That's pretty good over. 7 runs coming off that over. 145 for 3. Oh, that's surprising to see. One more new bowler. It seems rather than believing on 1 6th bowler option, they have built in 3 6th bowler option. Suraj conceded 12 runs. Rahul Radhakrishnan conceded 6 runs. Now Arun, a new bowler, got an opportunity. An 8th bowler today. Oh, clean ball. Straight away takes up a wicket in the very first ball he's bowling. That's quite surprising to watch out for. And that's the end of KV Dharan's story as well. Did really well so far in this innings. Built a wonderful partnership along with Sudhakar, but unfortunately that partnership is now coming to an end. This one straight away, a good length, a slot ball in fact onto the stumps. As KV Dharan trying to swing it away to the deep sky leg region, unfortunately couldn't connect it well. 2 boundaries and 1 sixer on his name. Walking back to the pavilion, did his job to a little. In last 7 balls, it's 7 runs and a wicket. Turning out to be a wonderful comeback out there here from Royal Strikers.
Okay, sir.
All they were expecting is
Sure, sir.
to keep the run rate going forward
Sure,
for Grid Giants.
sir. Sure, sir.
Short ball offered, that's pulled away. No man standing in the deep. Eventually goes in for the boundary. Newbies are doing the job for both the sides now. New bowler picked up a wicket. Now the new batter gets a boundary straight away. Imran Khan.
9 for matters.
We're watching this happen second time of the day. This exactly happened to KV Dharan as well. Now Imran Khan gets off the mark with a boundary. $149 for 4. Maybe this was not something that needs to be done at this point of time. A short ball when you don't have a deep square leg and deep fine leg. Arun Prasad can try attempting the stumps, as it's a new batter. You need not to have so much of plannings and strategies. Just bowl onto the right ranges. Wait for the batter to do mistake. Go running between the wickets. As it's quite good under control. Onto the body line this time. Still it's a good over. 5 runs of 3 balls. If he picks up another wicket, that would be more comfortable. That's 150 up here with that single for Grid Giants. Have been phenomenal performance from them. A roller coaster ride, in fact, very honest. The power play was dominated by them. The middle overs was onto the hands of Royal Strikers. And then the 14th and 15th over, along with that having a maximum. This man continues the sparkle. Sudhakar goes for another one. The moment I was about to say that one decent over came in for Royal Strikers after the 14th and 15th over went for expensive. Now this over is turning out to be slightly expensive. 11 runs already. Started with a wicket and then conceded a boundary single sixer. Now 2 balls left for him, Arun Prakash. Royal Strikers' approach of bringing in too many new bowlers is not paying off them well. They can definitely go with Dheeraj Singh and Satyanarayanan to bowl the next couple of overs. The last 2 overs, in fact. Both of them have 1 more overs left. Another one up in the air, finds the aerial route and eventually covers the distance as well. Goes for a sixer. Back-to-back sixers here from Sudhakar. And that is turning out to be 17 runs over already. This is on the slot. Pretty much the same delivery bowled on to KV Dharan. But this man plays it straight. The shot selection matters. And finds the aerial route as well. Last ball of the over, it's 17 already. Change of pace. And that brings the change of result as well. The set batter is gone. Arun Prakash came in, conceded 17 runs and picked up 2 set batters. One KV Dharan in the first ball and this time Sudhakar in the last ball. But enough damage is done by both of them. This was turning out to be tremendous innings. But before that, this change of pace. We've been speaking about good innovation from Arun Prakash anyway. And no mistakes done by Rahul Radhakrishnan at long on. Sudhakar walks back to the pavilion with his 47 runs of 30 balls. The highest individual score in this innings. Beating past Raghuram's 46. A wonderful innings in the middle overs and the death overs. Set the stage for the side. And gets applause from the batting unit as well. Now 2 new batters in the crease, and there has been a slight setback for Royal Strikers as well in this. That the duration, if the duration crosses 1 hour 30 minutes or more, only 4 fielders can be placed outside the 30th circle, not 5 fielders. Maybe this is the last over where they'll be having 5 fielders outside the circle. After this over gets completed, they'll also be crossing the 1 hour 30 minutes threshold. And then in the last over, they could be able to place only 4 fielders outside the circle. 2 new batters, but you can have only 4 fielders outside. That's the challenge they have. Continues out to bowl Rahul Radhakrishnan, the catcher at long on. So we are not watching Dheeraj Singh or Satya Narayan. We are watching the same man who did well in his previous over, Rahul Radhakrishnan. Speaking about this 1 hour 30 minutes threshold, the timing is pretty much clearly kept on in this format. The moment the bowling unit crosses 1 hour 30 minutes, from the very next over, they'll be allowed only 4 fielders outside the 30th circle. They should keep 1 fielder inside the circle, which is 5 fielders inside the circle. So the team should also keep that in mind while putting up the strategies and game plans, which is going to impact Royal strikers in the last over. Whoever you give the last over, you should bowl with 4 fielders outside the circle. Oh, watch the batter stepping out, made it a null delivery, goes for wide. I think he could go up with a confident approach. Imran Khan has a boundary, but still it was more or less an invitation delivery. It's a short ball offered and he pulled it away to the boundary. If bowled on to the right region, they can stop these new batters. As we're speaking, that's up in the air, catches the call, and fielder curiously walked in, misses out the turn after the pitching, goes for a couple of runs on the board. These are very crucial things for a bowling unit, in specifically for grid giants. That would be a positive sign for them, having only 4 fielders. Let's say if there is long on, long off and deep mid wicket, you can't have a sweeper cover. This shot would have gone for boundary. If you want sweeper cover, you should compromise deep mid wicket or a deep square leg fielder. That's a different sort of pressure anyway. Or run out opportunity, and that's clearly done by Rahul Radhakrishnan. Good throw done from long off as well. A little bit of collapse in terms of taking up the decision that ends up in the run out. This was that we've been speaking about. Good stop at the long off initially, and then throwed it at the right way to the bowlers, and no mistakes done by the bowler as well. Good collaboration from both of them. 167 for 6 it is. In fact, 168 for 6 it is. Rahul Radhakrishnan and Ranjit Kumar were the fielders and bowler involved in the run out. Kishore walks back to the pavilion, and a new man comes in at number 8 as well. Straight away, there is no much time, as we've been speaking about time being consumed in this innings. It's already 1 hour 30 minutes, so the next over will be a penalty of 1 fielder inside the 30th circle. So overall 5 fielders must stand inside the 30th circle. Pulls it away one more time. Good shot, goes for boundary. This is the third, in fact, this is the second time you're watching this happening from the same batter. Imran Khan scored the same boundary almost in the same region, pulling it away to the deep square leg region. Now they have long on, cow corner and deep mid wicket. They should compromise any one of these fielders inside the circle the next over. And the bowling area of bowling choices should also be precise. This is having a lot more pressure to a bowling unit. That should be kept in mind as a skipper, especially on such big stages. It's already 172, more than the par score. The par score here in this tournament is 155. And the highest score chased is 188. If they go beyond 188, more like a winning total. Through the covers, 2 is the call from the batter. As long off chasers. Good stop again. A wonderful save at the deep. Saving couple of runs for his side one more time. Ranjit Kumar, the fielder. That's exceptional performance. Another good over from Rahul Radhakrishnan. 174 for 6. It's 12 runs of that over. Now this is the moment we've been speaking about. The umpires were also initiating They were informing the fielding skipper that you can be allowed to place only 4 fielders outside the 30-yard circle. The time is up, dear captain. You are exceeding the threshold of 1 hour 30 minutes and you should pay the price for that. Now they should have 5 fielders inside the circle. That's we're watching. Short third man in position. Backward point is there. Cover point is there. And there is an extra covers fielder. Why will they place one more fielder inside the circle? There is short square leg fielder. And the 4 fielders outside the circle were long on, deep mid wicket, long off and sweeper cover. Square leg is inside the circle. Satyanarayan to complete the last over. He did so well today, 3 overs 13. Unfortunate is Dheeraj. Dheeraj did really well, 3 overs 12 for 1 wicket maiden as well. But was not given another over to be bowled on. Should have been given any one of these death overs. But yeah, Satyanarayan deserved this place. Maybe in some of the overs that was given to some of the new bowlers could have been given to Dheeraj. Onto the stump straight away, Satyanarayan. 2 is the call from the batters. And they are running back for the couple of runs as well. Bharat, the new batter, MS Bharat, came in at number 8. And straight away rotates the strike and giving it back to the set batter Imran Khan, who's 15 of just 7 balls. Striking at 2-1-4. Now surprising thing is that square leg is inside the circle. Imran Khan's most runs came in that region today. Square leg. Will it impact them? Steps out and goes to the long off fielder. That's taken at the deep. Ranjit Kumar once again. A good innings from Imran Khan coming to an end. Satyanarayan gets his first wicket today. He's economical and picking up wickets as well. Just single run in 3 balls. Been a good start to the last over. 175 for 7. Imran Khan walks back to the pavilion. This was that shot. For a moment we thought it's a sixer. But it's comfortably sitting onto the hands of Ranjit Kumar. So it's slightly helping well. Satish Kumar now entering into the crease at number 9. Even though they had only 4 fielders outside the circle, Satyanarayan somehow manages to get things under control. 1 run in 3 balls. What about the next 3 balls with a new batter on strike? The upper hands is with Royal Strikers, but we may not be sure on the ability of Satish Kumar. Good stop from the fielder. Mukul, the fielder, will be just a single. Gets off the mark with its single. Satish Kumar just 2 runs on the last over. Even with a hindrance, they had a hindrance of 4 fielders outside the circle. Still they managed to get things under control. Satyanarayan, wonderful bowler. He's more or less one of the most reliable players out there to watch out for. Experience coming into play as well. One more dot ball. Swings and misses out Bharat. 2 runs on the last over. All the expectations were broken. We've been speaking about 188. We've been speaking about 185. Nothing could be possible. The maximum possible in this ball will be a sixer. If that happens, the scoreboard will be moving to 182. That's another dot ball. In fact, that goes for single for Bice. And somehow they managed to stop that as a single as well. That's 177. And in this last over, it's just 3 runs coming of that last over. Overall, it's 177 for 7. Grid Giants ending up the first innings. They won the toss. They had decided to bat first. They'll be pretty happy with the performance. But to be very honest, they were 15 runs short of this total. The way they started the innings, Raghuram started with 18 runs on the first over. And then they've been very dominant for the first 5 overs. 50 odd runs in the first 5. And then came the drawback in the middle overs. The bowlers started doing really well. Especially the spinners did good. Mukul Raval did really well. And along with that, Ranjit Kumar have did really well for his first 2 overs. Satyanarayan did really well. All of them putting hands together. They ending up this total for 177 for 7. In batting side, we've seen Raghuram did well. Irshad did well before ran out. Sudhakar scored crucial 47 in the middle overs. That set the tone for this innings. And KV Dharan's 26 and Imran Khan's quick fire 15, adding up to a good number 177. More than the past score. Good total to defend. But To the standards of Grid Giants, with the way how they started, they should have ended up somewhere around 190. Let's see how they could be able to manage with this score in the second innings. 178 is the target here for Royal Strikers to win this game. Right into the second innings. Royal Strikers require 178 to win the game with Mukul Raval, who did really well with the ball, is with the bat now, and Manikandan, one of the dominant batters for Royal Strikers, are there. Satish Kumar with the ball. Right arm over the wicket with sweeper cover and third man in position. Slightly different field positioning comparing to the first innings. This we have never seen in the first innings, starting off with a bouncer straight away. Most of the overs on the first innings, even with the fast bowlers, had wicketkeeper standing closer to the stumps, as the captain believed that having wicketkeeper closer to the stumps and bowling stump to stump would be putting the batters under pressure. That's one side of approach. But once it was exposed, the captain should have went with such ideas. Now he is having keeper behind the stumps, far from the stumps, which allows the bowlers to experiment some bouncers. But this is a dangerous man on screen. Manikandan E have been one of the top performers for Royal Strikers. He was the highest run getter for Royal Strikers and overall the fourth leading run scorer. 271 runs, averaging 38. 31 of the last match and 70 of the match before. A lot of expectations on this man. If ever Royal Strikers are aiming to win this game, this man should perform well today. Have been quite consistent performer of the tournament as well. Have scored half centuries couple of times. 21, 31, 30, 67, 15, 6, 70 and 31. Only twice he went less than 30 runs. Other than that, almost 6 times he scored more than 30 runs out of 8 matches. That shows the kind of consistency he had in this tournament. But this match is most important. All these legacies meant to one important game, the finals. And Mukul Raval obviously have 35 average. Have been scoring couple of good innings. He had scored 63 against Grid Giants on the other day when these two teams met together, which Royal Strikers eventually won the game anyway. Oh, much better one, putting the batter under pressure. While speaking about this man, Satish Kumar is one of the dominant performers with the ball. 9 wickets with an economy of 5.47. So definite pressure is out there for Manikandan. What's most important is that you should not get runs up for every moment of the game. It doesn't need that you should score boundary on every over. You should try to maintain the run rate over 10 runs every over. What matters the most is with a decent run rate and strike rate, Manikandan should be available for all times of the game. Whether it's the power play or middle over or the death overs, will give more confidence to the rest of the batters to do well as well. As long as Manikandan stays in the crease, there will be a fear stays in and the opposition will still be under pressure. If Manikandan falls for a single moment, let's say he had faced a couple of dot balls now, there is no pressure in this game. All he needs is just that one run. He can stay relaxed, get a boundary if there is a loose ball, get a single if there is a tight ball. He shouldn't go for any emotional stroke making. Oh, that's clean ball! What a start this is! Turning out to be a dramatic start out there. But that's turning out to be a no ball. 2-minute drama straight away. Satish Kumar bowled a wonderful delivery that hit the stumps of Manikandan, but that could eventually turn out to be a no ball. Now it's reply time for Manikandan for all those celebrations by Satish Kumar. Look at that. Look at the celebration of Satish Kumar because it's that sort of an important wicket. Manikandan was given a lifetime chance, one life that matters the most on a big stage like a final. What's most important is it's a no ball. He was struggling to get runs on the board. Now he gets a free hit where he can loosen up his grip, extend his arms. Lucky opportunity here for the man who needs to stay for his side. Goes over the mid fielder, gets off the mark with a boundary. Manikandan, maybe the first of one of a big innings, or maybe and mid-average innings. We're not sure, but all I want is Manikandan to stay as long as possible, which sets an emotional tone for the batting unit. Royal Strikers. Good shot that is. A back of length. Not something that's feasible to play at that region, but this man is very good at playing in that region. One gets completed, 6 for no loss. Now Mukul Raval along with Manikandan, two of the most finest batters of this tournament for Royal Strikers. So it's pretty sure the top order matters the more for Royal Strikers, and if this top order shines today, they could definitely make some miracles. Out there as well. Attempted Yorker, flicks it away, deep mid-wicket fielder chases down only to stay as a spectator watching it rolling over the boundary ropes. Gets up the mark straight away with his boundary. In fact, after that single, Mukul Raval have also started dealing in boundaries. This is something very much important, to take as much as runs in the power play so that you can have a dominant control in this game. The opening stand have been quite impressive between these two batters. They were pretty good in almost all the matches. Both Mukul and Manikandan made 36 runs in the first game, 18 runs together on the second game. And against grid champions, they set a really good tone. 69 runs together. Through the covers, catches the ball, but nobody is out there to grab that catch. Will be just a single. So it's a standout performance from them throughout this tournament. Along with Ranjit Kumar, there is Rahul Radhakrishnan, the skipper Prashant. A well-covered batting unit did really well so far in this tournament, and that's why they are one of the toughest sides, and they are the only unbeaten side in the tournament. A team to be beaten. Deep mid-wicket outside the circle. Different field positioning this is. They're having a sweeper cover, both square fielders outside the circle, sweeper cover and deep mid-wicket. Expecting the batters will be singing the bat. A slight bit of movement. That is the reason why Manikandan defended this ball. This was slightly moving away from the batter. He saw a sign of outswinger. If you throw your bat, there is more possibilities of outside edge. These were typical batters. We saw Dheeraj in the power play in the first innings, who was skidding onto the stumps one after the other. And now this man, another medium pacer, Kishore, was just slightly moving the ball, a brand new white ball, where you could have initial movement in the power play. That's up in the air, catches the call, fielder chases down, and that's turning out to be a maximum. It's a misconnected delivery, but eventually turning out to be a sixer. That's the power of Manikandan. For a very long time, everyone's eyes were on that sweeper cover fielder. He was running, adjusting his placements. Still, the ball manages to go over the boundary ropes. Look at that. First maximum for Manikandan today. And believe me, ladies and gentlemen, if this man starts going good, it will be one of the most entertaining innings to watch out for. He's such a busy cricketer. Change of pace, but not the right choice of length. A tossed up delivery, more or less a gift for Manikandan, and he's taking that for granted. The mindset is good, the approach is good, but the area of bowling went out of his control. You can clearly see a slower filters. He had a hell lot of time to decide what needs to be done, and that's one of the safest stroke makings out there on a T20 cricket match. That no ball is costing them a lot. Manigandan should have been sitting in the dugout. Now he had scored two boundaries and one sixer after that bowled. There's a small margin for error, and look at the difference. A few feet away from the crease, you have landed, and now you're paying the cost for it. Much better one. Good comeback here from Kishore. I think he should continue with the same momentum. 2 gets completed, 21 for no loss. Continues out to bowl Satish Kumar. Bit of miscommunication, no chance of that going for single. Now both of them have to discuss between each other who's attacking, who's rotating the strike, because the set batter needs to get the strike in regular interval of time. And the other batter can spend some time in the crease. Instead of both the batters trying an attacking intent and wicket falls, which breaks the momentum of the set batter as well. So one batter stays strong. He can be able to hit, but at some point once the set batter is gone. That's what Mukul Raval is doing. It's a traditional way of building up a good partnership, especially between openers and top order batters. Now it gets into the hands of Manigandan. Scored the boundary on the last ball of this over. This bowler. And now continuing it, piercing between the two fielders. And that's a stand-and delivery. He's not even running for that, Manigandan. Not a bad delivery. It's so quick, but this man was spot on with his timing. Waited for the ball to play it as late as possible and guided it at the right point of time between the 2-point fielders. Exceptional stroke making that is from Manigandan. He'll definitely take charge against Satish Kumar because the celebration was such a kind of celebration. Much better one this time. As far as what we've seen in the Manigandan's wagon wheel, he's more comfortable on the offside and straight than the leg side, than rotating up his body, which may be a weakness for some batters, or he may be avoiding to play it onto the onside. When you look at the way how he reacted to this ball either, there was a slight bit of fear on his body language, and then he comfortably rotated the strike. So maybe some batters may not be good at rotating up the body. If that's sort of weakness to Manigandan, he can continue bowling onto the stump line, inviting him to bat on the onside, having a deep square leg fielder or deep mid-wicket fielder in position. With just an experimental phase, because he's very good at the offside. Maybe it's a cut shot or the inside out or even over the mid-off fielder. He's doing everything well. Yeah, that's what we've been speaking about. The body is not rolling up. Sometimes it happens to the new batters initially, and once they set themselves up, they could be able to roll up the body well, play like Adam Gilchrist or whatever. We'll sort of wait and watch for that. 3 gets completed, 28 for no loss. Catches the call, fielder over there, and that is put down. This is not the first time we are watching it today. Even Grit Giants have dropped a couple of catches, but this is very difficult for a bowler. Satish Kumar took made bold against Manigandan, but that turned out to be a no ball. This time it's an opportunity from Mukul Raval. Not a tough opportunity, but eventually put down by the fielder. These were areas where a batter gets settles down. Much better one this time from Irshad, the new bowler, into the attack. This is slightly bit of different kind of captaincy. In fact, this is turning out to be the mainstream approach. The captain doesn't really have a traditional approach of spell kind of bowlers rotation. Two bowlers combining together to bowl 4 overs together. Especially in the power play, they're not moving in that angle. They're operating in a way, they're giving overs to top 3 or 4 bowlers, because there'll be more power play specialists, there'll be more middle over specialists who's capable of doing well in the power play, that the captain should find them out. So the captain will experiment on giving top tier bowlers in the power play. If any bowler picks up a wicket, that bowler will be given more opportunities in the rest of the games as well, or even in that game's extra power play overs as well. This have worked a lot well. Catches the call, but this time it turns out to be a tough one, as it lands into the no man's land and reaches out the boundary as well. One more time, I gotta say this, Manigandan's Vegan wheel is more or less revolving around the offside, especially whenever he scores a boundary. Adding one more to that, the bowling unit should definitely look on to bowling to the stump line or towards the body line to Manigandan. There is a deep mid wicket as well. Irshad should try bowling onto the body line, making him to play on. Look at that, the stump line gets respected. There is something with Manigandan. He doesn't want to get bowled, or he doesn't want to play on the onside, or he's not comfortable initially now. Maybe after some point of time he'll play. So it's always important now for the bowling unit to bowl onto the body line as much as possible to stop Manigandan. Much better one. That's a decent over coming to an end. 4 gets completed, 33 for no loss. .33 for no loss. Catches the call, pierces between the two fielders. Lucky boundary here for Mukul Roy. Change of bowler again. Surendra Prasad with the ball. It's been full length delivery way outside the off stump. Seems he's inviting the batter for the cover drive, and the intent was also for the square drive, but eventually taken that outside edge and went in between the two fielders. Lucky boundary here for Mukul Raval. 37 for no loss. There were opportunities. Maybe if the fielding standards are a little tight, they can grab those opportunities. Oh, this is beautiful shot. This is clear cut stroke making through the covers. Mukul Roy gets another boundary. Back to back boundaries to welcome this man, Surendra Prasad. Not a positive sign out there. It's a full toss delivery onto the off stump line. That's been played through the covers for boundary. He's bowling round the wicket, Surendra Prasad. The angle changes, but the result doesn't change. That's hat-trick of boundaries here from Mukul Raval. This time adjusts his body onto the onside. Look at that, slightly opening up his body. And even there is a deep mid-wicket fielder. The outfield is very supportive to the batters. All you need to do is to time the ball perfectly onto the right regions. Back to back boundaries. Now he's under pressure. Oh, this is more juicy, more beautiful. The second ball and the fourth ball went massive, but this time it's a sixer. The fourth ball. Mukul Raval is in a decision today. Just look at that. It was a slightly quicker delivery. And he steps out and times it over the mid-on field of a maximum. So far, it's the best shot of this over. Maybe that covers would also come closer to this battle. But let's see what about the next two deliveries of this over. Will there be any surprises? Is it a comeback from a bowler? Surprising thing is even the wicketkeeper standing far from the stumps. Mukul is using his feet really well. To stop such batters, it's always important that wicketkeepers should stand closer to the stumps. Look at that. He's again stepping out. The batters usually does this against a medium pace bowler. And against a medium pace bowler, there is no point in standing far from the stumps. The wicketkeeper should come closer. This stops the batters from thinking freely. This blocks the batters from stepping out and eventually make them to do mistakes as well. This one is still having some problem with leg side batting that needs to be explored from the bowling unit. He'll be keeping up the strike for the next over as well. That's pretty expensive over. 20 runs coming off that over, 53 for no loss. The first 5 overs have been quite dominant by the batting unit. Royal Strikers were straight on the chase. No major breakthroughs. There was a clean bowl, but it went on to be a no ball. There was a catch opportunity. It's put down by the fielder. If those two happened, these two batters would be sitting on the dugouts, but both were given an opportunity. Imagine if any one of these players uses the life well, we could have been watching a good innings because these two were prominent batters. These two were the most runs getters of the team throughout this tournament. So it's pretty clear that the fielding unit should focus on these two. If these two are gone, half the battle is won. Keeping that in mind, there should be strategies that needs to be done. Ishad continues to bowl, this time from the commentary box in. But he should focus on the body language of Manikandan. He's hesitating to play it on the leg side. He's not comfortable playing it onto the onside. So keeping that in mind, Irshad, an entire grid giant, should focus on the stump line deliveries. This is not the right line, bro. That starts with the wide. This one is very good at playing on the offside, whether it's through the covers, whether it's at the long off, or even to the point direction. onto the stumps. You could clearly see the difference. You could clearly see the approach. When you bowl onto the offside, this man is acting like Vaibhav Suryavanshi. And when you bowl onto the stump line, the reaction is completely different. He's playing a different format of the game. Fumbling in the middle. There have been a defensive approach as well. That doesn't mean you have to be on the same range again and again, but keep it onto the body line, keep it onto the stump line. By bringing up a certain variations, that is an opportunity. Oh, what a catch! What an excellent catch that is! This man made it happen. Irshad is the bowler, and kudos to the wicket keeper for his driving catch. The big fish is finally gone. This is what I've been speaking about. Manikandan abruptly went for a forward defense. Such a mere domination this is against such a set batter. And Manikandan's cameo is finally coming to an end after such explosive knock. And that is such a wonderful catch. Taken by the wicket keeper. Disappointed Manikandan. You could clearly see he was having a problem on the leg side. And that's been well read. Good work, Imran Khan. Not an easy catch to take. But overall, that's been a pretty decent one from Manikandan. He tried his best. Gave some good start to the side. Still, right from here, the team can manage to get into the winning runs. Satish Kumar walking into the crease in at number 3 for Royal Strikers. Now, almost we are entering into the middle overs, the last over of power play. We saw in the first innings as well, middle overs played a crucial role in damaging a batting unit's rapport. Still, somehow, Grid Giants managed to get some decent runs on the board. We could clearly see the same thing happening in this innings as well, and soon or more we'll be watching spinners in action as well. To the new batter now, Irshad. One more time onto the stump line as it's putting them under pressure. Whoever it may be, he may be very skillful, he may be very well talented, but while being a new batter, there'll always be some pressure on the game that could stop them from scoring runs on the board. Swing and a miss, couldn't get the connection that he is looking for as he's inviting the batter to come forward. Quite good under control with the way how it's going. Another one swings and misses out. Couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. That's 55 for 1. And the last over of power play is having a dominance from the bowling unit. Another dot ball straight out of pressure. That is turning out to be a wonderful over from Irshad. Just 2 runs, that too came as wide. And a couple of dot balls as well. Swing and a miss. Full of energy out there to end the power play. 6 gets completed, 55 for 1. 55 for 1. Kishore back into the attack. Much better one. This slows down the process of Mukul as well now. Satish Kumar is 4 balls old, yet to get off the mark. This is turning out to be different pressure now. This is where the responsibility of Mukul matters a lot. So far it's been Manikandan who done really well. Now we have to bring some partnership along with Satish Kumar or the rest of the batters in the middle order as well. As the middle over walks in, there will be definite pressure for the batting unit. Next 7-8 overs will be more crucial. They should score decent runs and should not lose more than 2 wickets. If that happens, they'll be sure in the chase. If they lose more than 2 or 3 wickets, the bowling team will keep up the momentum in their hands. Grid Giants. That hits the bottom of the bat. Catch was the call as it fell short of the fielder. But Mukul is still showing some intent. Sometimes some batters will always try to stay in the game. The respect for middle overs have gone. Let's say batters like Vaibhav Suryavanshi, Abhishek Sharma, Ishan Kishan, Rayan Trickleton. These batters were not showing much respect to the middle overs. Seems there is an LBW opportunity with this batter Satish Kumar. When bowling onto the body line, you could clearly see his head position. His head is falling onto the offside while attempting for a leg side shot. So he's slightly watching the ball. Maybe this eventually makes him a LBW candidate. There is more possibility, especially in the early phase of his innings. Good shot to get off the mark with that single Satish Kumar. Yes, it's quite good under control. Now 120 more runs required to win the game in 13.3, which is well in control for them. Catches the call, fielder in the position, and that's taken. That's wicket number 2. Another set batter is gone. This might be the turning point of this innings. Mukul Raval was one of the most dependable batters. Lost his wicket in the most weirdable way through the sweeper cover region. Good catch taken at the deep. Catch. That's exceptional performance out there. Disappointed Mukul Raval walks back 29 of 15. That's a good cameo and good catch taken by Irshad at the deep. Ranjit Kumar, the new batter, comes in at number 4. Has a lot more responsibilities in front of him. Oh, what a delivery. It's supposed to be an LBW one. Such a good one from Kishore, and Irshad is contributing in almost all the wickets. Just 4 runs coming off this over. His first over was a little expensive, but look at the comeback here now. Got things in control in this over. As he's trying to keep things under control. Last ball of Kishore's second over. Change of pace. Setting things up under control. Dot ball to end the over. That's 7 overs completed, 59 for 2. Through the covers as long off chases down, but couldn't stop that going for boundary. That's a welcome boundary at this point of time, and the team is under mere pressure. This man gets a breathing space. So it's not a good delivery. An attempted Yorker turns out to be a low fill toss. Good stroke making, good placement from Ranjit Kumar. Straight away gets his first boundary in the second ball. Someone should step up with such responsibility by keeping the scoreboard moving. Another full toss delivery. Ranjit Kumar gave too much of respect to it, and he is now regretting that I'm not hitting a boundary on it. Happens for a while, not a bright continuation of Irshad's first over. He did really well in the first over, dismissed one of the most crucial batter. But now it's going low fill toss every time. Much better one. That is, as you could see clearly, some tall right-handed batter Satish Kumar that's giving up some upper hands and an unfair advantage. Typically that used to happen in cricket. For short batters, it's easy to bowl a bouncer and threaten them. But for Satish Kumar, it's a little difficult. He's eventually on top of the ball. A well of good control. But the danger man is on strike now. Ranjit seems to be a sensitive batter. He's understanding the game, reading things well, and having some positive attitude as well. Ball after ball, we could see him punching it into the middle of the blade. Could have been a bit of miscommunication over there. Was not an overthrow, no single for that. The climax is positive anyway for Great Giants. This is smart cricket. In the middle overs, typically most of the greater batters used to do this, choosing long on to rotate the strike, where you'll be having good control and you can eventually move the scoreboard slowly. When you did this in a regular interval of time, the middle over will become less impactful for the bowling unit because you're not aiming for big numbers unless or until it's a loose delivery. As simple as it could get, catches the call, but it landed safely in a no man's area. Single to end the over, that's 67 for 2. Squeezes through the covers, and that's a misfield, goes for boundary. These were loopholes where the batting unit can have upper hands and dominating the batting unit. This time it's an attempted Yorker outside the off stump. Not much pace onto it, squeezing through the sweeper cover Satish Kumar. That eventually goes for boundary. It's a little bit criticizing approach that why should they try for a wide Yorker on a middle over? Middle over, it's a phase where the bowling unit should try to have control on taking wickets, not a dot ball. Maybe they should aim on that. This is much better. This is the area where they have to bowl, not much outside the off stump. Just putting it onto the outside off stump or onto the stump line will work, not a wide Yorker. Especially when you have a short third man in position, even a good outside edge might be going to boundary at third man, since you don't have a deeper third man fielder. A fine leg have been removed and it's one more fielder on the covers, which shows a sign that he's going to bowl way outside the off stump. Oh, two sounds came in. Too close, but it seems bad first. Good on from Kishore. It's more or less confusing the batter. Once you set that extra fielder through the covers by removing fine leg, the batter's mindset will go, oh, he's gonna bowl outside the off stump. Even I thought the same. And sometimes you can make the batters to think on this. Swings and couldn't get the connection. No chance of that being a single. Through the covers, couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. Just 5 runs coming so far. Been quite good under control. Both Ranjit Kumar and Satish Kumar were trying to build up the partnership. The clear goal is that they should have the same rapport on where they are driving through, because you have a target in front, but you should not focus on the 20th over on chasing this rest of the 106 runs. You should focus for the next 4 overs. What needs to be done for the next 4 overs, how, whether we can survive or whether we can risk one of the other batters' wicket. So that should be decided on what are all the bowlers available, how many overs they have, which over they'll be coming on to bowl. So these things should also be calculated while chasing. That's how you have to plan your innings. These were heats of the game, but Kishore was quietly disappointed on that response from Ranjit Kumar. But yes, these are all something that heats up your momentum. What happens the most is this should not impact your game. When you get emotional, you will take decisions wrongly. That's why great cricketers like Sachin Tendulkar will not bring much emotions to the game. Whatever the sledges being done, whatever the psychological dominations being done, they'll stay calm on taking decisions. 9 gets completed, 72 for 2. Now walking through the bowling cards, Satish Kumar 2 overs 13 for 0, Kishore 3 overs 24 for 1, Irshad 3 overs 15 for 1, and Surendra 1 over 20 runs considered. So Kishore and Irshad technically completed 3 overs. If Irshad is bowling again, as far as what we saw in the visual, Irshad is at the bowling end having the ball in his hand, so he might be completing his spell. You won't be watching Irshad back in action, and soon Grid Giant should introduce their fifth bowler as well. Who is the fifth bowler and how is going to accommodate the innings? And Surender conceded 20 runs. Will he be given another over, or they should try for extra bowler as well? So there are so much of questions hiding behind Grid Giants. They've been using too much into same bowlers, especially two bowlers. So more of their bowlers have to be introduced. That's a different pressure for them, and no signs of spinners yet as well. Irshad continues to bowl his last over. Wicketkeeper standing closer to the stumps. That's something might definitely work well for them. That's something pushes the batters under pressure as well. This is such a good number from Irshad. 3.1, 15 for 1. Pulls it away. A fielder chases down the ball. Oh, what a stop that is. Exceptional start that is turning out to be. Should have been a definite boundary. But this man somehow manages to save a couple of runs for his side. I think this is where Grid Giants can definitely come into this game. Look at that. The moment he hit the ball, we thought it's going to go for the boundary. Not an easy one for any fielder. Saved 3 runs in fact. This seems they just ran for a single. And now there is a short mid-wicket fielder being put on as close as possible to avoid the long on strike rotation. I should have done this earlier. Whenever you bowl a good delivery, they rotate the strike. Catch, that's taken. This field position straight away paid things off for them. There is a long on fielder. You can't rotate the strike at long on. And eventually you change the trajectory, gave catch to the bowler. Irshad gets his wicket. That's his second wicket in this game. Look at that. He was avoiding to go onto the long on, and he tried to go straight. Look at that fielder. He's standing closer. Smart approach from the captain, and that pays him straight away. 73 for 3 it is. Ranjit Kumar walks back to the pavilion. Rahul Radhakrishnan, the new batter, comes in at number 5. A left-handed batter. This is really good. These were very small nuances that works really well against even a great batters, the great thinkers like Virat Kohli or Rohit Sharma. Because when you block a certain region that they are very comfortable of, they'll try looking for other options. That's where they start risking their wicket. They were immediately reacting emotionally. When you block that long on field strike rotation, he immediately reacted emotionally. Some batters will be very static. Let's take Sachin Tendulkar's 241 against Australia at Sydney. They were again and again inviting him for the cover drive. It's not for the one time or second time. Almost for 400 balls, almost for 5 to 6 hours of batting, he avoided cover drive. It's more of temperament of a batter. That's how you have to react. Even if it's your regular flow that's been blocked by some field positioning, you have to think something precisely, not emotionally. The moment it gets blocked, your entire clarity gets blocked. What will I do now? What should I react now? So this makes you fear, this makes you a little bit of frustrated, and you react to it. In fact, you should not react to it. You should find ways. Maybe that's where a normal batter and a batter with great temperament will be differentiated. And this temperament category is very less number. That's why people always say cricket is a mental game than a physical sport. For each and every moment of the game, there will be some thinking, there will be some strategy. Sometimes the opposite captain will put some strategy on you. You have to relieve from that. So much of excitements. That's a wonderful spell from Irshad. 19 for 2 in his 4 overs, coming to an end. 76 for 3 overall, 10 gets completed. .76 for 3. Halfway through the chase, it's been slightly taking out to be risky turn. 1 or 2 required to win the game. In this way, they should not only focus on wicket column. They should also focus on the run rate. The moment we spoke about that, another wicket falling down. Bharat came in and straight away brings up the breakthrough. Rahul Radhakrishnan's stay in the crease was not for a long time in today's final. He came in, scored a single, and walking back to the pavilion. The game is turning towards the hands of grid giants right now. Wickets falling one after the other and putting themselves under pressure straight away. .76 for 4. Swing and a miss, couldn't get the connection that he's looking for. Good start for Bharat here. They introduce their fifth bowler at the right point of time. One gets completed with his spell, Irshad, in the first 10 overs. The other comes in straight away to bowl the next 10 overs. This is a really good shuffling as well. I like the captaincy in so many aspects of the game. With the field positionings, with the way how he plays mental game with the batters, with the way how he rotates the bowlers. There are so many reasons why Grid Giants are doing well today. But it's not the end of the game. I'm sure about that. The game might change at any point of time. All Royal Strikers need is one batter to play a good innings, but the run rate is still a pressure factor for them. There isn't much time for the batters to set themselves up. Couple of dot balls as well. 3 balls, 1 wicket, 0 runs from Bharat. Much better one. That is much better one. He left it while going. Good one from Bharat again. The moment they brought in the wicketkeeper close to the stumps, it started reacting differently. And those smart field positionings like controlling the singles from long on, stopping the batters from strike rotation, eventually gave them some results. This time it's a wide given. And that release point is quite surprising from Bharat. While releasing, is having this wide arm release action like Lasith Malinga. This is no way resembling Lasith Malinga's action, but the release is slightly away from the typical right arm fast bowling style. Usually the arm comes closer to the air of the bowler while releasing. Look at this release. It's slightly away, especially while bowling that wide Yorker is bringing so much away release, the wide release style. And for the usual deliveries, he's slightly releasing away from his arms. As long as it works, because when you have a closer keeper, the situation is slightly under pressure. There is a mere possibilities of LBW if it lands at the right region. Oh, another opportunity that's taken. What is happening in this ground? The Grid Giants are making miracles over there. How could this man take this catch? This is tremendous performance all way through this game. Prashant came in, the skipper hit straight. That's a good shot in fact, but what a catch. Bharat missed the first time and then grabbed it comfortably, and look at the celebration. Now the disappointed Prashant walks back to the pavilion without scoring. It's 78 for 5. Royal Strikers are under serious pressure. Nagarjun, the new batter, gets off the mark with that single to end the over. 11 gets completed, 79 for 5. That's a really good start for Bharat. Now the new bowler into the attack, Imran Khan. This is with the ball now. Starting things off with the dot ball, Imran Khan. I think Imran Khan was standing behind as a wicket keeper. Now he was replaced as he's bowling now. Watching the first spinner in action today. And that goes between the two fielders. Goes for a boundary. First boundary to Nagarjun. And it's a much needed boundary at this point of time for Royal Strikers as well, as the team was under pressure, going straight towards the downfall. These boundaries will definitely ease the pressure, and if they continue in the same fashion, they can back onto the winning track. But the middle overs did the job for Grid Giants. Everything got collapsed in the middle over. After the power play, I think it was 0 wickets. They dominated the power play with full control. The Royal Strikers openers, both Manigandan and Mukul Raval. In fact, it was just 1 wicket, 54 for 1. Oh, slogs it away, catches the call. But that should definitely not be a catch. It goes out of the park. Now the comfortable slog sweeping here from Nagarjun. On the slot way outside the off stump. Not a poor choice of delivery, but this man somehow converted it to be a loose delivery and dispatches it over the boundary ropes. Continues up to bowl Imran Khan. I think he's trying to be more proactive against this man. Oh, that's misfield. This is pouring oil onto the burning fire. Extra boundary over there. Much better one, bowled as full as possible to not give the elevation to the batter. Must be a single, but a slippery effort from the fielder. Will conceded extra run. This is actually demolishing the confidence of Imran Khan. Even though he have to bowl a couple of overs, he's already conceding 14 runs. Captain should come up with different options as well with the ball. 93 for 5. Continues out to bowl MS Bharat, who did really well. The idea should be around not giving much strike to Nagarjun. Or maybe the other extreme would be giving more strike to him so that he'll lose his wicket at some point of time, as he's taking so much of risk of finding the aerial route one after the other. The intent is straight away to go for the big shots on the onside. Good stop from the fielder. Saves a couple of runs for his side. Irshad is the wicket keeper, replacing Imran Khan. Once he completed his spell, he came behind the stumps. This is good options to shuffle things out. Team is well balanced with its approach and doing these things. Trying to settle things up over there. Been a wonderful spell from Bharat. The last 3-4 overs have been quite dramatic, except the previous one. Irshad picked up a wicket, Bharat picked up 2 wickets, 3 wickets in short span of time. This time onto this body line, missing the stumps down the leg. Yes, it's quite good under control. They've been trying to keep the momentum, but sometimes the pressure falls on your hands as well. When you pick up 2 wickets in your first over, after that an over gets expensive. It becomes your responsibility to continue the format of picking wickets, that fashion, that domination that the bowling unit had. Because in 1 over the context changes in T20 format. It's not a long format. You should not bat for sessions. You should bat for a couple of good overs and eventually turn the result on your favor. Oh, that's clean ball. Bharat gets his third one, and that too the wicket of Nagarjun. This raining of wicket continues one after the other. Last 4 overs, it's been 4 wickets falling down, breaking all the hopes of Royal strikers. As this one straight away skidding onto the stumps. Nagarjun was not even trying to attack, he's trying to rotate the strike, but misses the ball completely, falls short. Scored a couple of boundaries, made some entertainment, but couldn't carry on with the form throughout the innings. 96 for 6, Nagarjun walks back to the pavilion. Arun Prakash, the new batter, catches the call. Good try from the fielder as it eventually races over the boundary ropes. Continues out with his style. Satish Kumar goes with another boundary, and that brings 100 up here for Royal strikers as well. With a back of delivery way outside the off stump, places it as late as possible where no man is standing in the deep. Kishore to bowl his last over. This is the second bowler to complete his spell. We are in the 14th over and 6 more to go. Bharat has 2, obviously, and they have to cope up with the rest of the bowlers to come at the right point of time. That's up in the air, catches the call, fielder chasing down, and that is put down by the fielder. Good try anyway. Not an easy one. He did 99% of the pot clearly. The only thing he didn't do is holding the ball onto his hands. That would have been another wicket. Look at that. He almost grabbed it for a second. That doesn't balance over there. That brings the new batter on strike. Arun Prakash just came into the crease. and goes over the bowler's head straight away as it goes past the boundary ropes. Gets up the mark with a boundary. In modern day cricket, there is no such terms called new batters. They're coming as if they played already 100 balls. This was that. Not much backlift, not much power. Just times it over the bowler's head, which is more than enough in white jersey. Just intensing the heat over there. Definitely grid giants are in the driver's seat, but Royal Strikers are not out of the game. There are still big hopes. If one batter does well, they can definitely come into the game. Change of pace from Kishore, as it helps them to hold some control over there. Arun Prakash batting stance is slightly typical. It reminds us more of a traditional batting style of 70s and 80s, even 90s. The batters used to hold the bat as low as possible and will not go with much of back lifts as well. Now in modern day cricket, you could see batters like Johnny Bairstow holding up their bat almost behind their shoulders, straight up waiting with a back lift, which reduces one step and you can straight away go for big shots. It demands a T20 format as well. It used to happen back in the days. Rahul Dravid, Sachin Tendulkar, all of them holded their bats as low as possible because the times were different. The requirements were completely different back then. That's dot ball to end the over. 106 for 6. Continues out to bowl the man in farm, Bharat. Clean bowl, one more onto his names. That's wicket number 4 for him. Nailing the Yorkers. This man came in straight at the 11th over and picked up 4 wickets in just short span of time. And grid giants are sitting comfortably in the driver's seat. The match is almost on their hands. Look at the celebration. He's dancing. Jagadish, the new batter, comes in at number 9. And now everything settles in. Bharat picks up wickets one after the other. It's been a dream come true moment for any cricketer who's aiming to play in a big finals. After playing a very long tournament, it's a 20-team long tournament, and your team in your final, and you are the one who's making it happen for your team. That's a special privilege. Gets off the mark straight away with a single, Jagadish. Out of the 4 wickets, 2 of them were clean bowls for Bharat and 1 cotton bowl. That's a mere dominance that this man is making. He's still having 1 more to go. And now the biggest question is, who will be bowling the rest of the overs? Satish Kumar has 2. Surendra conceded 20 on his first over. Will he be given another opportunity? Imran Khan conceded 14 off his first over. There may be another opportunity because bowlers may go expensive on selective days. It's not their ability. But basically, they'll be one of the prime bowlers. That's why you give them the initial overs. If that is that, the captain should believe on that aspect once again. We spoke for Satish Kumar as well when he was bowling in the first innings. Change of pace. He seems relaxed now, Bharat. He seems his job is already done. The moment you start thinking on that way, you start acting relaxed. You stop taking extra efforts. But there is still more chances. Bharat could end up with a 5 or 6 wickets eventually. There have already been a bowler picked up 6 wickets in this tournament in an innings. Oh, catches the call, but that's been comfortably placed onto the cow corner region for boundary. Satish Kumar is playing a different game altogether. Whatever happens on the other end, this man continues scoring runs on the board. This was that shot, aiming to take the bold, and that's been taken in good control over there. Niranjan Shivashankar from Trafo Blasters was the only bowler picked up a 6 for in an innings in this tournament. And there are 3 bowlers picked up 5 first. Aditya Naik, Suraj GPN, who's from Royal Strikers, and Prakash as well. Oh, beautiful shot. Good use of the wrist. Dinesh Vaidi from Superstars have also picked up 5 for. So 4 players have picked up 5 for so far in this tournament, and 1 picked up 6 for. Bharat takes 1, and his rest of the balls are in his next over. He could join hands with those 4. The dot ball over there with 1 more to complete his over. 14 for 4 already. That's up in the air, catches the call, wicket keeper chasing, and that's put down. Everyone gave him the room he requires. The height catch is being put down. There were opportunities. Game might change at any point of time. The player should not stay relaxed that the job is done. Look at that. He was running. The fielder have stopped almost there. He could have eventually taken that. 115 for 7. Now time for hydration break. And the same thing happens in the second innings end as well. The time maintenance have been a huge problem for all the fielding units, both the fielding units in fact. Just 10 more minutes out there. If it exceeds 10 more minutes, the rest of the overs will be put by having the four fielders outside the 30-yard circle. That's how it used to be. Maybe 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th over might be having only four fielders outside the circle. The last 3 overs, you will be paying the price. Now Satish Kumar be back into the attack. Fields being spread. Point, extra covers, sweeper cover, deep point, third man. And that's quite good under control. A tall right hand fast bowler. Satish Kumar is keeping things in control over there. But all they require is to keep up the wicket column intact. Because the wickets kept falling. If they focus on taking the wickets, they need not to go to the 18th over or 19th over. If the game goes till the 20th over, then you will be having these field restrictions. Only four fielders will be allowed outside the 30-yard circle because of time maintenance. If you go beyond 1 hour 30 minutes, that's just few more minutes right from here. Maybe around 7 to 8 minutes you will be conceding all the 1 hour 30 minutes quota. After that, every over you have to keep your fifth fielder inside the 30-yard circle. Surprising, not for the batter but for the wicketkeeper. When you have such wicketkeeper standing closer to the stumps, nobody will try bowling that bouncer, especially to a right-handed tall batter. There is a third man, so it signals that there may be some deliveries expecting to go to the third man region. Trying to pull it away, couldn't get the connection that he is looking for, as it is turning out to be dot ball after dot ball. Let's forget about the wicket column. Look at the run rate now. The required run rate is 14.31 right from here, which itself is a big task for the batting unit, even though if they have wickets in hands. Scoring 62 of 26, you need some Andre Russell, Kieran Pollard, MS Dhoni kind of impactful knocks at this point of time. Showing some intent over there, Satish Kumar couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. And the silent over here from Satish Kumar B. Just 2 runs conceded in it with 1 more to go. Rather than focusing on the wicket column, they comfortably look to restrict the batters from scoring runs on the board. It's dot ball to end the over. 117 for 7. $117 for 7. Now Imran Khan back into the attack. Conceded 14 runs on his first over. And now this time drops an opportunity. An opportunity put down. And this is not the first time it's happening. This is quite unfortunate. He might have not been expected that to happen, but these were the areas where the game can be kept in control. Now 60 more required of 23 to win the ball. Running between the wickets. Things are quite good under control until or unless you go for the big shot, but this man is showing some intent, Satish Kumar. And he wanted the strike back as well. It's pretty sure that whatever you bowl, this man will try to find the aerial route. That's the syllabus here for Imran Khan. This is quite good under control. Up in the air. And will be just a single. Satisfied with a single, Satish Kumar. They're almost throwing this game away from their hands. The intent is slowing down. The batters were trying their best but couldn't make much more numbers. No boundaries and sixes coming. It's just singles over there. Good control from Grid Giants. Surprising thing is that general trivia, the Royal Strikers have never lost a game in this tournament. And this will become the first game if they lost this game. An unbeaten side. No final could get this special if a team win from this position. But that is a shot. And this man says there is a hope in this game, Jagadishan. That goes for a maximum. A short ball offered from Imran Khan. That you could clearly see where he is pitching over there. He's not ready to give that slot delivery. So he was planning to bowl it a little shorter. And Jagadish surprisingly went into the back foot to pull it away for the maximum. Now let's wait and watch how Imran Khan responds. Much better one. Good comeback from the bowler. 127 for 7 after 17. Now last 3 overs. Swings it, and that's a clear placement. Nobody standing in the deep. Will be going for boundary. Now you could clearly see only 4 fielders outside the 30th circle. The time crossed 1 hour 30 minutes. And as a penalty, the bowling unit captain will be asked to place only 4 fielders outside the 30th circle. They have to bowl with 1 fielder short outside the circle, 5 fielders inside the circle. Swings and misses out. Couldn't get the connection that he's aiming for. MS Bharat bowling his last over. We've been speaking about his 5-4. There is still a possibility he can take up to 7 wickets if things go on his perspective. In fact, 5 fielders outside the circle still now. The time is still there. Oh, swings and misses out. Misses down the opportunity in inches. There you could see the sign of disappointment from Bharat. He almost fetched that wicket, waiting for the batters to make a mistake. As a medium pacer, you should definitely learn this skill. Most of these deliveries going as low kept as possible, bowling stump to stump, waiting for the batters to do the mistake. Tossed up delivery, punches hard, fielder chases down. And that's a good stop from the fielder. Will be a couple of runs on the board. Yes, that's quite good under control. Jagadish is showing some intent in the middle. Seven runs coming off that over. 2 to end this over. 134 for 7. But the required run rate is kept increasing. 18.06. That's still possible. 44 of 14 balls. Finds the aerial route, and that is the maximum. This man is not going to let things easily, whether it's win or loss. The fight is there. That's 22 balls, 34 runs partnership. Match on. And that too against the set bowler. The bowler who did enough damage in this innings is getting punished. A clear-cut death over batting. A proper bottom hand dominates Jagadish. Not sure why this man came this late to this party. Straight pressure on the bowler, changing the lens, changing the approach. A first step of moving towards the required numbers. Just 30 odd required to win the game. They could definitely keep things under control. 37 of 13 balls. One big over can bring a lot of heat to this game. Oh, gets a proper timing. The placement seems to be perfect. Whether it's met at the middle of the blade or not, it gets the result it requires. Boundary to end the over. That's 18 gets completed. 145 for 7. Now 33 required of 2 overs to win the game. Look at that shot. The bat phase was closing. It's hitting at the bottom, but somehow managed to get that run. And now that pressure has one more hindrance as well here for the bowling unit. Time is up now. Now they'll be able to place only 4 fielders outside the circle. From this over, it's operational. It's officially more than 1 hour, 30 minutes now. So, in this over, they can place only 4 fielders. I could see third man. I could see deep point. I could see sweeper cover. And there is a long on fielder as well. This is a weird field positioning. Seems like he's trying to bowl a wide yorker or a bouncer. More probably, it's going to be wide yorker. A square leg is kept inside the circle. Short square leg, short fine leg, short mid wicket. Nobody's deep in these regions. Only long on is deep at the onside. Oh, gets outside. This is smart field positioning. They have the third man. They're expecting these kind of mistakes will cost the runs. There is third man, there is deep point, and there is sweeper cover. Imagine, moreover, bowlers who bowl for the cut shots, bowlers like Pat Cummins used to set such field positionings. Bowlers who bowl to Virender Sehwag used to bowl set such field positionings. But I'm a little surprised. Mid off inside the circle. Only long on is the only fielder in front of the batter. But this is quite good under control. Will be just a single. Jagdish is at the non-strikers end now. Good start for Satish Kumar B. Bowling his last over. He was pretty fantastic so far. Now the biggest question is who will bowl the last over? Bharat have completed his spell. Is it going to be Imran Khan? Short ball again, yes. They're trying to bowl short balls one after the other. Even if it's a cut shot, there is a fielder. Even if it's sliced through the sweeper cover, there is a fielder. Smart approach here from the captain and the bowler. So the bowlers left today were Surender and Imran Khan. They were the 2 bowlers who are left who had an over in the past. You can't invite a new bowler to bowl on straight away. This is smart and sensible approach from Satish Kumar. So it must be Imran Khan the spinner, or it must be Surender who conceded 20 runs. Whoever it may be, it all depends on the way how Satish Kumar B bowls in this over. If he lets some runs to be scored in the last over, that's how he's bowling already. He just conceded 3 runs in 4 balls. Swings and misses out. You can't even step out as well as the wicketkeeper standing closer to the stumps. This is really good. This is impressive performance here from Satish Kumar B. When the required runs were 33 of 2 overs, he just conceded 3 runs. That gives more liberty to the last over bowler that he can bowl with freedom. He can do little mistakes as well. Oh, swings and misses out. Puts a full stop to all the dramas over there. Now 30 runs required of the last over. 148 for 7 it is. Hits it away. It'll be just a single. Now you need 6 of all the balls to make sure you're in the game. Jagdishan have that ability, 23 of 17 balls. Finds the aerial route. Couldn't get the connection that he's looking for, and that is taken. And story of Jagdishan coming to an end. Because of him, the hopes were carried through the last over for Royal Strikers. And somehow they managed to keep things under control. No mistakes done by Surender at long on. Now 29 of 4, the mathematical possibilities were gone in this game. Suraj GP and the new batter, unless or until some extras coming into play or some no balls coming into play, it's not going to be the game of Royal Strikers. Grid Giants have made it comfortable. They won the toss. They have decided to bat first. They were one of the unbeaten sides and eliminated one of the dominated sides of the tournament. For example, Superstars have been one of the dominated sides of the tournament, but somehow eliminated by Grid Giants. The only team that beaten Grid Giants were Royal Strikers, and this final could never be special if it's not Royal Strikers, if it's some other team facing Grid Giants. That would have been a one black mark of Grid Giants, that they have never beaten Royal Strikers. But now they are beating up the team that's the only team beaten them in the league phase and making sure they are the champions of this tournament. Such a wonderful performance this is. And for us Royal Strikers, this is very unlucky opportunity. They did so well in this tournament, eliminating all the 19 sides. Big shots! Got the connection better and goes for a maximum. By the end of the day, it's almost gone out of their hands. Did really well to enter into the final like a king, but unfortunately, one bad day, one bad game costed them a trophy. This usually happens. This have been a criticism on tournaments. Sometimes teams do really well, but unfortunately, one day decides their future. That's the irony of big finals. And that's how cricketers should learn how to handle pressure games, how to handle big match pressures. Because that is something that's going to be deciding the future of any tournament. And that's the moment is here. The celebration begins over there. Hitachi Energy Premier League Iipl 2026 champions are Grid Giants. They have won the toss. They had batted first. They played like a champions. They behaved like a champions. And they are the champions of this tournament as well. Posted 177 for 7 in the first innings. Such a dominant total. There were questions whether this could be chased or defended, as it's a two-way target. But at the second innings, there come the pure drama. Initially at the power play, it was a domination of Mukul Raval and Manikandan. Everyone thought that this chase is going to be easy. But Manikandan lost his wicket to Irshad, and Mukul Raval straight away lost his wicket to Kishore. The next over, the game came into the hands of Royal Strikers. Then came Satish Kumar trying to build a partnership with the rest of the batters. But Irshad and Bharat have a dominating performance, especially in the middle overs. Bharat came in a short span of 3 overs. He picked up 4 wickets and collapsed the entire batting lineup of Royal Strikers. One end, Satish Kumar, the number 3 batter, was fighting. On the other end, wickets kept falling. He couldn't stop anything. Nagarjuna did some cameos. Jagadish did some cameos. And Satish Kumar's 37 not out went in vain. End of the day, it's Grid Giants who won this game by a difference of 21 runs by posting Royal Strikers 156 for 8 at the end of 20 overs. With the ball, Satish Kumar B 4 overs 18 for 0, Kishore 4 overs 34 for 1, Irshad one of the pick of the bowlers 4 overs just 19 for 2 wickets, and MS Bharat, the man of the moment, 4 overs 32 for 4, made it possible for his side. So congratulations to the winning side, as that's how this tournament comes to an end. Tremendous performance from Grid Giants, the champions, but no hard feelings for Royal Strikers. They played like royal team. They played like champions. But unfortunately, the one game that meant to be the special game went out of their control. Still, they played like a champions. Congratulations to both the sides, especially the champions. And join us in the post-match presentation.